Oh my goodness, don't start getting sneezy now. Hi, Serena. Thank you for coming on, sis, as usual. Thank you for your support. I totally appreciate it. I hope you had a good day. Hope Dad did some cool, fun things today. See my little background, trying to show my real background back there. I guess it's cool seeing my little Coco sign up. So I'll get started to see if anybody else comes in. And in the meantime, you and I can just talk. We can first talk about our failures this week with your nephew. Woo! That was terrible. Feel like a terrible failed grandmother for that move. So I'll get people warmed up. Sometimes it takes like 8:05 or something like that for them to get to come in. I'm gonna have to adjust these old headphones. Ooh, baby. I tell you, the hair is big, honey. The hair is big. Ooh, there we go. Hair kind of hides the headphones. So I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Sound check 1 2 1 2. Okay, so look like you can hear me okay. That works. That's sweet. Great. I'm a little disappointed. They said today was going to be 60 degrees. I felt nothing of 60. I don't know what 60 degrees somewhere else because the show was not 60 degrees here. So I don't know. I'm glad Dad had a good day. Dad having good days is amazing. It's amazing. So I wish I had a better day. But this is a highlight of my day, being able to get on here. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for coming in too. So been able to come in here and talk to you guys for a little bit. So I probably should have turned my AC on in here. We see what happened the other day. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Ben, how was your day? Did you have a good day? Um, it takes a lot to set this up, and I don't know if there's a delay, Serena, if you're messaging me, but it takes a lot to set this up, and I didn't realize how much it was going to take into putting all of this together. Wow, I'm hearing a helicopter outside. So, wonder what that's about. Anyway, if you guys are in here, I can't really see who's in here unless you comment, but thanks for coming in and checking me out. This is Off Script with Coco. So, I'm going to go ahead and start. Oh, but you finished. You got to send me your information on that so I can see it, so I can come check it out and support you too. So let me know. Let me know what's up with that. Um, Today's topic is kind of what I would consider off script. It's not something that I had planned to discuss, but I'm going to start out with what I seen today in Ben and Serena. I'm not sure if you guys heard about I keep getting this guy's name wrong. I think it's Clifton Powell, but I think it's Cliff. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. So let me, for rumor's sake, make sure that I am pronouncing his name right. So yes, Clifton Powell. You know I want to call him the other name. So anyway, he did a podcast. There was a podcast with Luke James, and there were other celebrity guys that I can't think of their name right now. But Clifton Powell was on this podcast, and it was an all male panel, and they were talking about basically loving and respecting Black women, and I guess just sharing their experiences and things that they have gone through. So it got a little heated with Clifton and a young guy, and I don't know what his name is, young gay male. They also had a trans woman, excuse me, on there as well. Trans woman is a woman who is transitioning into a man. So was also on the show. And so they just, yes, Clifton Powell Pinky, yes. And so, Ben, I hope you check that out. I watched the whole entire thing. I thought it was a very, very good podcast of these guys, and I'm hoping to see and hear more from them. I think Clifton got a little too heated, and I understand that he's an OG. He's almost 70 years old, and he wants respect. I think he was getting respect, but as we know, in order to get respect, you have to give it, right? So he got a little heated with one of the guys based on what the guy was saying. So this is just something that women have been talking about for a while with some men, right? Okay, hey, cuz, hi, Cynthia, what's up? What's up, cousin Cindy? So one of the things a lot of women, especially single women that are trying to date, have an issue with some of these men who, when they're young, they like to play the field, they create broken homes, they leave a trail of broken hearts and things of that nature. And then once they start getting older, right, set in their ways, really can't do as much as they did in their youth. Now they're like, okay, I think I want to settle down. So the women are like, oh no, you're looking for a nurse. You want to settle down now that certain equipment is no longer working, right? So and I think women and men reach their prime at different stages in their life, right? And so the women are like, oh no, you've been left all this baggage behind. You got divorce, you got debt, you got kids that don't like you, you have all of this stuff, and now you want to come and be like, I'm ready to be monogamous, I'm ready to settle down, and you're looking for a woman to settle down with, and the women are like, oh no, this is not what I want. And so I think with him, I don't even know why he got so animated when the young guy was just basically like, you're a grown man, you had plenty of time to live life, why did you not go to get therapy on your own? Like, why didn't you get yourself together? Why didn't you prepare yourself at an earlier stage in your life, and now you want to come in and talk about telling how he has his wife, and the guy said, so how long have you been monogamous? And he said never. And I'm like, now why would you come on here and say that? Because if I would be his wife, I would just totally embarrassed. Like, why would you even say that right now, right? With the world watching. And he said it, and as he's talking about it, he's talking about the traumas of the black family. Okay, so there was drugs, there was slavery, there were all of these things that it does play a role, but at the same time, as you are growing, as you're living, there should be a time when you're maturing, right? And you should know what love is. So he's saying that he didn't even know what love was, right? And it took his wife, I guess, all of these years later for him to actually know what it is, and he needed somebody to guide him. I do call BS on that. I do call BS on that. I feel like a lot of guys wanted to give him grace, right? They're like, oh, young, not knowing any better, doing, wild things. That's just, what boys do. That's just, and I think that's kind of weak. This is my opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychiatrist or any of that stuff, but I'm just here to speak, my mind on it. So, um, with that being said, like you knew when you were hurting somebody, and you knew when somebody loved you, and you knew when somebody was sacrificing stuff for you. You knew when you were cheating. You knew everything that you did. You knew what you were doing, and you knew the trauma or the issues that it would cause, even to your own kids, and you did it anyway. Because at the time, you were thinking about self in the way of self gratification, right? You weren't thinking about the family as a whole. You weren't thinking about all this other stuff. So now that you're getting old, and like I said, the equipment, you don't have the stamina that you used to have, probably without popping a blue pill. You want somebody, you want to settle down, and you want somebody to be able to come in and take care of you like a nurse and accept it, right? So now it's the whole thing of the modern women, because a lot of women are just not going for that anymore. They're not accepting it. They're not the whole 50-50 argument. I mean, that's something that we can get in at another time. I'll probably try to do that, um, and have some guests come up, and we can debate that, honey. We can debate the 50-50 thing, right? So, with that being said, I don't know how you guys think, like, that are out here, in the dating world, and what it is that you look for. I know when I was out there like that, and I was totally annoyed because, like, especially in the DMV, like, trash. They're like, it's pee in the water. It's like, oh, I mean, it's like a dumpster. It's a dumpster, and it's just like there is a mentality, of just a lot of greed, and just the stats of the HIV cases in, I think that was Capitol Heights or somewhere. It's like 8,000, 9,000 people. I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm good. So, Ben says, we're talking about a 70-year-old man. Therapy wasn't accepted or understood. Therapy for men is within the last 5 years state. So, Ben, I agree to an extent. Um, I want to say the years may have been a little longer than 10, but in our community, I think, and I'm going to do a topic on this. I honestly feel, and I agree with you, that there is an issue with mental health and getting, mental health. It's the whole opening of the door of feelings and the dirty laundry and all of that type of stuff that we don't want to share. We don't even barely want to talk to our family about it, let alone another person. And then also there's a limitation of African American, therapists that we may feel, that we can confide in. So we just don't do it. But I do want to say this, even at 70 years old, because my father, who I love dearly, my father and my mom were married until she passed away, right? So she was 45. They were probably married a good 23 or so years. Um, so it looks like something that's going on here. What is this? Sorry, guys. Wi-Fi. So, but my dad is 83, right? So my dad is 80. I think he's 83, Serena. If he's not, correct me. I'm trying to keep up with everybody's stuff, right? So yeah, back in his days, there was no therapy. However, you can't tell me that people don't know right from wrong. People don't know right from, you know right from wrong, and there's a conviction in you when you're doing something wrong. Whether it be criminal or anything else. Thanks, Serena. Well, I gave Dad some more years, 83. But right from wrong, right? So it might not even been that. And he was a really strong advocate of, talking about therapy. So I agree. I definitely agree. There were times that I had to definitely um, go seek therapy myself because I was at a dark place. And when I say I was at a dark place, it was just a lot of people around me were passing away, and it was really, really difficult. It was really, really difficult. So I want to say like 2020, it was just like back to back. Like, I mean, COVID wiped out people that I was so close with, and so yes, therapy, and I had no shame in going in and saying, that I needed help, but the help that I was looking at was also, I was grieving, right? I was grieving, but there's other help where people need to say, my mind, it's not, functioning probably how it should. Like, how I treat people, how I think. Some people have vindictive thinking or hurt others. Like, that that's not, a way to go. I mean, and then even with him, with his wife, he's just kind of like, yeah, I just, was pretty much trifling. And he went to his friend, like, man, he knew what he was doing. That's why he went to his friend. So there's no excuse for that, because the thing is, Ben, like, all men don't operate like that. Some men operate that way, and it may be the lack of a father in the home, or it may even be the father is in the home and the father is doing the same type of stuff, and so the son ends up just like his dad. I mean, that's very well, a possibility too. So, and I think the young guy, that, well, Serena, I mean, you were 12 when mom died, so that is definitely, definitely something to definitely go to therapy for. I am supposed to still be going to therapy, just dealing with, having breast cancer. It takes a lot, mentally, and you can get PTSD from it. I'm telling you, every little pain, ache, I'm like, oh my God. Every time it's like, oh, it's time to go get a mammogram or something. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, but yeah, Vince, I just think that, I'm never, and then despite what people may think, and then my trolling on Facebook sometimes, I honestly believe that all men are not the same, because I've definitely seen men that are different. I've seen different types of guys, right? And so nobody's perfect. There are women who are not perfect either and just do a lot of stuff. But I don't feel like that young guy was saying that we can continue to use slavery, we could continue to use Section 8, food stamps, and welfare to make excuses for bad behavior. I just don't even see how that's connected. Drugs, yes, the drugs did come in and split the families up. However, um, there's choices in there of treatment, and like one of the guys, well, who's a woman, trans man, stated how he, and I'm going to use the correct pronoun because it's a guy, um, how he viewed his dad. His dad should have been the person that he wanted to emulate, and being a man, right? So he's transitioning from a woman to a man. So this is the type of man that I think I want to be. But then when he looked at his dad, he seen an abuser to his mother. Now he treasured his daughter. He treasured his mom, which was the dad's mom, Um, so, you know, he hey Ben, I'm going to try to figure that out. I just seen your message. Um And so he's like, it's he doesn't know how to copy that. Like, how do I copy that? And because this is not somebody that I want to be. And I see online a lot of times, people are saying, "Hey, how is it that um, you? Hey Ben, I'm going to try to give it a try, and we'll see how it goes." So he's just like, he, doesn't want to emulate his dad. That's not who he wants to be. So then it's like, well, who do I try to be like? Who do I copy? If not my dad. So it's just going out now, um, just trying to search and try to find who. So, oh gosh, here we go. My StreamYard is freezing. It doesn't like for you to do anything else to give it attention. So, Ben, I'm working on it, bud. I'm working on it. Just make sure you don't have any background noise going on so we can hear you and stuff. So, yeah, Serena. Yeah, Dad did. Dad did. Um, because that's what we should have been doing anyway. So, um, okay, Ben, I think I just did it in the chat. So let me know if it came in on you guys' side. And if I see you in here, I'll just click you up. Okay. So hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. So, but yeah, Serena, yeah, it's just, our dad is kind of different on a whole lot of things. So, but I just think, that conversation, I was glad to see the guys trying to talk and try to hold each other accountable, um, into, what they were doing. So, um, I don't know why Pinky got, um, so offended, or whatever with his stuff. So let me see here. I was trying to get um Ben up here, guys. Give me a second here. I probably would have had to do it in the beginning. So I don't know where it is. Sorry, Ben. I normally have my guests in the panel before, and that's some type of referral link. That's not what I was trying to send out. So let me see if it's up here somewhere. Um, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Sorry about that. But that's something that's been, hey, I need your expertise because I'm new to it. So you could definitely try to show me how to do it. Um, let's see what else we got. This all kind of ties into my topic tonight too about our male-centered women loyal friends, and I think a lot of guys, of course, picking mates and stuff, they want a woman that's loyal to them, and I think that's important to have, friends or girlfriends that are loyal. But I think women's friendships, I mean, it's also important to have loyalty, right? So I've always found it very difficult to connect with certain females. Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, Ben, let's connect probably after this, and maybe you can give me some tips of how to bring people on, during a live. Because I'm sitting here clicking and I can't see how to do that. So my apologies. I know when I started out, I could see where it said share your link or something like that for guests, and now I don't see it. So my apologies. But next time, promise, promise. So okay, thank you. I see. because I'm like, oh, I'm trying. Um, and then when I try to click over into the browser, for whatever reason, this crazy thing decides to freeze up. So yeah, but I don't know, like, Ben, Serena, those who are watching, how do you feel about? I mean, Ben, this could probably apply to you, of guys who are centered on just females all the time, like they can't move without a female. I know a lot of time as women we complain about the guys being out with the guys all the time, right? Um, and like we don't get our time. But how do you feel about a guy that's with a girlfriend or something, like you don't ever hear from the dude unless he ain't with her, or he can't hang out or he breaks plans. So this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about when it comes to male-centered women. So um, I'm not going to necessarily try to say that they're pick me's, because that's a whole other conversation that we can get into. But they can kind of be. That's just the truth. That's how I say they can kind of be what you consider to pick me. Let me be very clear. This is not pertaining to married women, because married women, of course, your husband is supposed to come first. You guys took vows and all that. So nobody's talking about you guys, right? So certain things are expected. Um, but I try to, choose women who know who they are, and they have a balance, right? So they're not going to disappear. You just never hear from them the whole time they're with their dude, and then when they break up, then they're like, oh, let's catch up. No, I'm good, because during that time I probably called you. Um, yeah, I try to call you, try to spend time with you, or maybe even I got stuff going on in life and I need to talk to you about it, but you're just kind of like not answering calls, not calling back, and then as soon as all hell break out, here you are, like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. I'm like, you're not dependable, you're not loyal, and I'm not saying be with me all the time, call me all the time type stuff. No. Um, Larisha said, male-centered women to me are suspect, and most times are pick me. So elaborate on suspect. What do you mean that they're suspect? Because it could mean a couple of things, and I don't want to, jump on the bandwagon with that one. Um, I think, for men, I mean, I think my fear would be the whole pillow talk. If you guys are involved in certain things, or everybody has secrets, girlfriends, they have secrets, and that's another thing, like, don't tell your man all my business, right? If I'm sharing my business with you, leave it there, right? Why are you telling your dude everything that's going on? It's not his business. I'm not telling you so you can tell him. He's not involved in this, right? And then that's another, like, you have to have some type of loyalty where it don't go beyond your friends. Like, this is our thing, you know don't be telling my business. But when you have somebody that's centered like that, and they are wanting to impress or be the chosen one, the chosen, they're gonna tell all your business. They're gonna tell everything. And it ain't and that's how things just get real messy. And then it's like, y'all remember that scene, what was Why Did I Get Married? And they were at the table with Sheila and Jill Scott and all of them, right? And you see how all that stuff happened. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. The pillow talk. Even though they was married, but still, like, even in that, can you like keep some stuff to yourself? You don't have to, tell all your friends' business. Okay. Um. So Larisha said she means she side eyes them because she feels like your loyalty lies with the man and not me. And so, okay, yeah, bros before, you know, that's that type of thing. And you're in. I know, like, sometimes I have the words there, Larisha, and then I just can't get it out. So, but yeah, that's why I enjoy interactive live. So when I speak and then I'm reading and you guys coming back, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I understand what she's talking about, because people can take stuff and go left. Because when you were saying suspect, I thought you meant something else. So I was like, okay, let me make sure, she's talking about what she's talking about before I go there. So yeah, so like, I just think that it's hard to trust people like that. And, I feel like I've had people, man, like, hey girl, what's up? Why don't you come through? Come see me, come hang with me and this and that. Let's go to this spot, this, that, and the other. So I'm like, all right, I'm like, girls night. Now, don't get me wrong, when we go, we're going to see guys. I mean, come on, nobody's really going to just, you know, see girls, it's eye candy, everybody likes to look, whatever, dance and all that stuff. But don't have me like go to the bathroom, come back, and I can't find you, right? We got cell phones. We have all of this stuff where you could communicate and say, hey, girl, I'm over here, I'm over there, but I can't find you. And then when I find you, you're all up in some dude's face. And it's like, okay, but you stay there. But I came with you, right? I came there with you, but you're like, I'm just, no, like I'm out. Like I'm not gonna hang around just, for this, or we go together and then you didn't disappear with this dude. So now you didn't disappear with this dude. I don't know where you at. I don't know who this guy is. Hopefully ain't nothing happened to you. You know what I mean? But even outside of that, listen, all right, I'm not going to judge anybody that does one night stands, or, you want to go and do your thing. Do your thing, right? Do your thing. However, it's this thing where if we all go together, we stay together. It's been too many instances where a woman has gone off with some friends, or her friends left her with some dude, and then she ends up disappearing, right? And because hanging with that guy was so important that she didn't want her friends, y'all go ahead. No, no, we came together, we leave together, together, you know. So Ben is asking, what is women's etiquette when you go out? So what do you mean? I need you, because when reading text and like hearing people, it's different. So I want to make sure um, I'm answering you correctly. So when you say etiquette, y'all, it's been a long day. Okay, it's been a long day. I think that there's a code when women go out, where there should be a code. Um, I don't even like women that get so sloppy drunk that they can't like stand up or function, or and whatnot either, because that just kind of dampers the night, and that's a whole nother story. But it's just like certain things like etiquette, So yeah, because so Larisha says she agrees. You're not going anywhere with people you just met. Like, hello, like, do y'all not see the news? Not on my watch. She said, we came together, we leave together. People are crazy. Yes, every time you turn around somebody, and it's like, where was her friends? Where were her friends at? And her friends was like, oh, she was with Johnny, and she just met him at the bar. No, no, we came here, and we're leaving together. And then even if I came by myself, I mean, I'm sorry, if I came just me alone and it's me and you, and then you go off with a guy, then you're leaving me by myself. So something can happen to me too, right? Like, does that matter to you, that the fact that I came here with you and then you rolled out with some dude, and then I'm trying to now walk to my car by myself, and something happens, and then it's like, what happened to her? What happened to Coco? And you're like, I don't know. I met Jared and I went home with him, and no, no. Thank you, Erica. Hey, Erica, thanks for coming through. Yeah, I can't leave my friend with strangers. Like, no, get his number, okay? And then y'all, I mean, after that, and you're out of sight. I mean, there's nothing I can do. But if we come together, we leave together. Then that's the girl etiquette. We come together, we leave together. I don't know if it's like that for guys. It probably should be in a way, because I mean, a lot of stuff going on with you guys too. Larissa, yes, people slip things into drinks, and we don't know their intentions. These are strangers. You don't know these. And listen, you can barely trust people that you do know. So come on, come on. So I just feel like some, chicks slash people, they are really into having a lot of attention, and it doesn't matter what they do to get it. I've had friendships that um, have ended. Another thing I don't like I said, tonight was going to be a little different because it's a little rant mode, right? I was talking to some of my girlfriends this week, and some of my girlfriends are married, right? So if we're having a girls' night, ladies' night, women's night, sister circle, your man don't need to come. Your man don't need to come. There's absolutely nothing there for your man, right? To come. Leave him at home or you stay home, right? Because listen, what we hate more, especially if we're drinking, if we're having a good time, and somebody want to twerk, right? Somebody, we're having fun. We falling all over. Our butt might be in the air, legs open. I don't know, because we're comfortable because we're around other women and it's ladies' night. But your dude in there. Next thing you know, your dude then eyes then wandered over to shorty with the, butt. You know what I'm saying? I want to watch my language on here so nobody it's all get bleeped. But and then you mad because your man then got caught looking at shorty, doing the headstand split. But why is he there? He's not supposed to be there, right? So either just don't come, right, or stay home. If we're planning a trip, right, we're having ladies, trips and stuff like that. Okay, cool. If you gonna say, all right, ladies, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna put money in, I'm gonna pay my part, this is this, that, and the other, and we're like, oh, we ready to go. Um, yeah, your dude is there. Larisha, it totally kills the vibe. Man, that's a technical term today, but. Oh, but it totally I can't enjoy myself. I can't enjoy myself. I can't be screaming, ha ha ha, doing all the type of stuff that I want to do, right? Because your dude is there. I mean, even how we dress. Sometimes, you want to show us some skin or whatever. I ain't trying to show too much of my skin. I'm trying to hide my sight. But you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you really relax in your dude? Because now it's like you don't want to have no beef with your girl because she's like, why were you doing all of that? My man was there. First of all, your man wasn't supposed to be here, you know. So yeah, you're on guard and you can't be free because you're like, oh my god, if I do something, how quick a girl trying to say somebody trying to take her man or trying to was looking at her man like you get drunk and you in the zone, your daggone song is on, and you just your eyes just kind of wander. It might even look at him, but you ain't looking at him. But it's like, oh, she was looking at her man. Like nobody got time for that. Keep them home, okay? Even the ones that be like, girl, I'm gonna be there, this and this and that, and it's your day to celebrate, right? Your birthday or whatever, and y'all in there, honey. Then it's like, if my man call y'all, I'm out of here. I'm done. I gotta go. Keep that. Just don't come. Don't come. If you can't be 5 minutes without that dude, then don't come. Don't make plans with us. Don't plan no trips with us. Don't do any of that because now we're counting your money in this and okay, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. It's already hard to do girl trips because sometimes you start out with 10 girls and end up with 4, right? For different reasons. But I'm talking about the ones that just like you have everything bet on them and then they're like, oh, why, I'm not going to be able to go because he was like, he wants to go blah, blah, blah that weekend. So you just canceled with your girls because now you want to, no, I just don't even feel like dealing with them, you know? Um, so yes, man, you learning some stuff tonight, honey. Yes, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, Larisha, why does he need to be there? Is he trying to just see what she doing, making sure ain't no other dudes there? Because y'all keep y'all trust issues in y'all house. Don't bring out y'all trust issues out with us. But yes, Ben, that is why we have a group of friends and only invite certain friends because we already know. Sometimes we won't bring or invite the turn up friend that gets so tore up that she want to fight everybody because we here to have a good time. We don't want to play referee and be in our zone, John Cena and all that other stuff, Cena, fighting and stuff, you know. Um, exactly. I mean, I know some men go to brunch, that's cool. But if we go, like, no, no. I remember I went to one of my friends' parties or whatever, and I'm there, and it's all women, and then there's one dude, and I was like, why is he here, right? And he was a nice looking guy, but I was just like, why is he here? So I was like, I'm careful. Like I wanted to ask for a napkin. You know what I mean? Like I'm just so paranoid with my comfort when it's just a girl. I'm like, hey girl, can you pass me a napkin? Whatever, whatever, in my little voice. But because this guy's there, I'm just like, I don't want to reach over. Then it might be I'm reaching too close, or he might be like, oh, you smell good. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Some of these dudes be trying to be real slick at playing their hand, and they girl be there. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen, and I'm just like, bruh, like I don't even want to be put in that type of situation. Don't compliment me with your girl there. Yeah, there are certain things that we don't even need to talk, right? Is now I have, some of my friends where I'm cool with their husbands. I even have their husbands' phone numbers and stuff like that. But we've been friends long enough. They know I'm not that type of chick. I wouldn't even do anything like that, right? But not in a situation where your dude is texting me what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like people be real messy. And if you have a friend that is very male centered in that way, she's not gonna hear you. If you try to tell her that he tried to talk to you or he did some weird stuff, at the end of the day, she's gonna come back and she's gonna blame you for it. It's gonna be something about that you did it to cause him to do that. So yeah. So Erica says, what about being the only single person at a couple event, but you had no idea, girl? Yes, yes. Come on, hang out. This, and that, and then you're like the fifth wheel or something. Like, ain't nobody trying to sit up here and watch all of this. Like, you knew, like on a lot of my friends, if I had something, they'd be like, you know, guy come in or did I'm like, no, it's just all girls. It's like, okay. And I don't mind guys being there, y'all. There's certain situations I just don't want them there because especially when there's alcohol going on and there's certain things, it's just always have been a bad mix. Okay. It's been a bad mix. I remember a guy I dated, this was years ago. This was before I even had my kids. But we're out at a club and it was my dude and it was a girl I hung around with, right? And so I knew that this chick was kind of male attention thirsty, right? And she likes attention, but that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking, and you're my friend, so I don't think you're going to do no weird stuff. Well, she ended up doing some weird stuff. And so it was cigarette, right? So something so, now y'all could tell me if I'm crazy, but I don't play certain stuff. I don't play that, right? So she wanted a cigarette, and I guess he had a cigarette, so he gave her the cigarette. So she's like all like, with the cigarette kind of coming so he can light it and like staring in his eyes. Baby. Okay. And see what happened was he called that out. He was like, you need to talk to your girl. He was like, that was very uncomfortable, this, that, and the other. Um, to this day, me and Shorty are not friends, y'all. We not friends. And that was in my younger years. And then I started seeing more females just like that as I got older. I started meeting different types of people and women. And I was like, okay, this is a problem here. This is a major problem. Um, so Ben says, I don't think it's a man thing because that 304 female friend comes into it to event and bends over in front of him intentionally. Exactly. Suddenly, Ben, listen, this chick is Miss Circus acrobat. She know how to do all this stuff, and you're just sitting there like, oh yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll be like, girl, nobody don't want your man. Yeah, okay. I was not born yesterday, honey. But like I said, it took time to get here because I was a person like my personality, I'm friends with everybody, right? I'm like, okay, unless somebody's giving me a really stank vibe that they don't like me for whatever reason, and which I get that sometimes. And sometimes those people they're like, oh, I didn't know you were this cool. So yeah, we're good, But other than that, I just try to be cool with everybody, But yeah, you just gotta yeah, Ben, you gotta watch certain words. I had to use 304, I got that off of here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like they be showing you they're gonna telling themselves all the time. All the time. And another thing that I noticed about a chick is why are you okay, so why are you friends with dudes I talk to? Like, why all of a sudden, like, and then I started noticing like a pattern, like this one girl, like, okay, so I used to talk to him, then all of a sudden you and him like best friends. Y'all had nothing. Y'all don't have nothing in common outside of me. So why are y'all friends now? Then your other homegirl, you talking to her dude over here, talking about he hit you up. Then over here, I'm just like, wait a minute. All your friends dudes, and then somehow everybody try to talk to you. Every one of your friends men try to talk to you. So why are they so comfortable to try to talk to you? What are you doing? You see what I'm saying? Because that don't happen to me. You know what I mean? And I think it's because of my personality. I'm not playing it. I'm not tolerating that. Don't come over here. You know me and Shorty is friends. So what you coming over here for? And see, those type of people who need that type of attention, they don't care how they get it. It's anything, and they want to be able to say, her man tried to holler at me, right? He was in my inbox. Those are tight. You know. Yeah, Erica. See, me and you, we just like with that type of stuff. Me and Erica be fighting over fake fighting over celebs. She would post a guy, and then I have him in my stories. And she'd be like, hold on, chick. And I'll be like, what? But in real life, I would never do that. It's all in fun. Like my fake fights with some girls online about T.I. Everybody knows the T.I. is my man, right? So I'll let y'all flirt with him and talk about him online. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I know who he's coming home to, right? At the end of the day, he coming home to me. All right. So yes, Jezebel, honey. Listen, you have to be able to point them chicks out. You got to, because if you're telling these chicks, this is all about loyalty. It was one of my first episodes on here that we were talking about loyalty. You're telling these chicks your business. They know your family. They watch and they see, and it's like they do be plotting the whole time. They be freaking plotting, right? Let you break up with that guy. All of a sudden, they Facebook friends. How? How? What y'all got in common but me? hmm So I just cannot. I don't think that they make good friends. Um, and then it's the type that anytime, like, we'll be cool until a dude get in the picture, right? We good, we kicking it and everything. Then a guy come around. Now all of a sudden we ain't friends no more. Why? Why? It's cool because you have shown me where you at, and that's fine. So nobody got time for that. So I think I had some questions I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, all right, Ben. Thanks for coming through, Ben. Ben rolled out. But I think again, I'll throw in marriage is different, right? However, oh yeah, Risha, you know who it was. But we ain't gonna say her name on here because it's been a long time. Because this homegirl, the same homegirl, ended up this was from the one years ago. I don't know. She got with a new dude, and she dropped everybody. Like some of my friends would still hit me up, be like, "How you talk to her?" And I'm like, "Nope." I'm like, "She just got with dude. I don't even know if she's still with dude." And then like just gone. But I do understand, um, you know, why she was like that in a way because of her upbringing. Some girls who don't have good relationships with their fathers, some of them, they may act like that. So, um, yeah, Erica, exactly. Like, so Erica says she has to ask her friend why she requested a dude she used to talk to on social media. Like, girl, no, like outside of me, what is there for y'all to talk about? If it wasn't for me, and especially the ones like, I've I've had situations with this person where we beefing or they disrespect me, and you're my friend. So why are you all of a sudden buddy buddy with somebody who was disrespectful to me? Why do you even want to be? This person may have dogged me. This person may have, I mean, just really, really did me wrong. But you're just like you're neutral. No, you ain't neutral. We know what you is. I mean, hey, if you want to hit, go ahead and hit. You know what I'm saying? But be you. Be you. I hit first. Like I hit it first. Go ahead and have my leftovers, baby. Get it, okay? Okay, have the leftovers. Okay, 9 times out of 10 was probably whack. Like, let me stop. But yeah, people just like they be wanting to, no, Erica, like seriously, because I mean, I had chicks that I sat down and had bread with, especially in these Facebook groups. You sit down and y'all go out, y'all hang, y'all doing all these, y'all bowling, y'all do all this stuff together, group, trips, all this stuff. We good. And then they know you've been kicking with a dude or talking to a dude, and now y'all on the outs, and suddenly they see him talking about, I ain't know that was the same guy. How you didn't know? Everybody else knew. You didn't know? You knew. You knew. You knew. Right. Look, I already been there and done that, okay? Because I'll be dang, okay? Some of these dudes, like, are you serious? And dudes like stuff like that. They feed off of that, their ego. If they can come between two women and y'all idiots let them do it, they're gonna do it, But me, I'm not gonna give you that satisfaction, honey. You're not gonna get that type of satisfaction from me. Hey, Kim. Yes, it. Kim says it's usually something in the upbringing or at least a learned behavior. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So one of the girls, I mean, her relationship was really bad with her dad, and so like I understood it, but then at the same time, there's boundaries, right? I would never like. I feel like I would never do this to you. You should be trying to do this to me. Like we should be on a better level. Like you should know not to go there. You should know not to go there. And even like if I have a guy friend and I'm like, this is my friend, and you're interested in him or you're unsure about where we're at, come talk to me first. Don't just be like, oh, I seen him and I was trying to get on, and you don't like, come on, come on. People be trying to be slick, and I don't. I'm too old for that. I'm not playing with you no more. We're not doing that slick stuff, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, Larisha, they be in waiting, okay? Larisha said, I know a girl right now who dated two of my exes, and I love that for her. And they gave, yes, yes, same, same, same. One of them ended up having, I think they're good now, but had a kid and everything. I was like, okay. And then he didn't take care of the kid. I was like, okay, you got what you were so pressed to have, you know. So yeah, yeah, because they know if a dude see that you roll like that, they know what you are. They know what you are, and they're gonna use you for a good time. They're not gonna take you serious. They never do. They never do. So Larisha, having girls, having daughters, like, I had to talk to Destiny and Paris. Them things right there though, them Vanny Bashards, they like their daddy. So they tend to catch on, to stuff pretty quick. And so that's good. Like for me, I just feel like I was naive a lot. I think, just being a lot in church and how we were raised and stuff like that to give people grace. I think even that with some of my male relationships, I gave a lot of grace and I accepted a lot that I probably shouldn't have. And I felt pity for people. Oh, maybe they didn't know better because this or their mom. No, no, not at this old age. We not doing that. We're not doing that. But I definitely like to choose women who are loyal to themselves first over a guy. Even some, excuse me, women who are married, like that's a whole nother thing. But I see a lot of that too. Erica said I was naive when I was younger. I definitely learned from my mistakes. Yeah, yeah. Because there are even some like, I like to have relationships and friendships with married women too. But I swear, if everything about your dude, like you need to date somebody that's, I mean, you need to hang out with somebody that's married because I'm not. It's just different, and like if we're trying to plan something, it's just like, oh, I don't see. The whole point is girl trips. Like how is it fun without your man and kids? Girl, bye. You just do your trips with your man, okay? Or your man, he go do his trips without you though. He go do his trips without you. But when it comes to you going out with your girls, you can't go on a trip with your girls. Yeah, you keep that. You keep that. So I'm good. We gonna go out here and we gonna have a good time. So if you married, you know how to respect, your marriage and your man and stuff. Just because it's single women, it doesn't mean anything that it's gonna get out of hand. You know how to behave. Same thing with men. So but I just think, sometimes I see stuff, on TV, and I'm like, who told her best friend, told her man? Not saying that she was right, but that's supposed to be your girl, or that's supposed to be your sister. Why is your sister telling your man some stuff to get you hemmed up? Probably because she wants your man or was jealous and all that. You got to watch folks like that, you know. Erica said, I respect people's marriages, but the girls who act like they can't survive without their husband and stay saying, my man exhausts me. Come with it. Okay, girl, listen. Yes. Like, okay, we get it. You know what I'm saying? And but see, then it'll be turned around and be like, you know, those who are single are jealous or something like that. No, not jealous. Not jealous. I enjoy time with my boo, right? They go their way, I go my way, and we good. I don't have to have, listen, I'll discuss that another time. Because I think sometimes the way I think and things that I would do, people will find that a little controversial. Like I just seen a movie and I was mad with my friend because I'm like, why you bring me to see this daggone movie? Had me crying the whole time. Anyway, they had separate bedrooms, right? So I mean, outside of getting, whatever, if he's snoring and stuff, he can have his own room. You do not have to sleep next to me every night, snoring, kicking, you breaking out in sweat, and everything all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. I'm good. I can deal with that. Where other people are like, oh, I can't get any sleep. It's his heartbeat. Okay. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like that makes you male centered, right? That's not a male centered thing, but it's just certain things that I'm just like, okay, all right. So I am going to probably do a podcast with some married couples on here. I got two in mind. I'm gonna see if they come through for me. So if y'all watching, I got a show I'm trying to put together and have these married couples come on here, and I think it'll be kind of fun. So, girl, yes, the story, man. Like, man, I don't know what those nodes or something like I don't know. Let's like make you want to like take a sock and just stuff it in her mouth or something like shut up. Like you can't like go sleep in the tub. Like and then, in the morning they're just like, I had a good night's sleep. How did you? And you just want to like, no, I can't do it. I can't do the snoring. No. Or, oh my gosh, Erica. Okay. I don't know this guy I dated, right? I was with in ex boyfriend or whatever, and I don't know if he had like a tick or something, girl. No, wait a minute. You say you snore like a girl. If you snoring like I didn't even hear him, okay? You shouldn't even hear him. Okay, so I went on a trip. I was freshly pregnant with my oldest daughter, so I had to go to the bathroom a lot. I was tired. I was exhausted, and my cousin at the time wanted me to go to New York with her. So okay, her and her girlfriend, right? So first of all, the crazy part about the story is we were going to stay in the Bronx with at her uncle's house, her girlfriend's uncle house, right? So I'm like, all right, we are already on the way to New York, right? So it's no turning back or nothing. and she tells me that he just got out of jail for manslaughter, so we got to watch what we're wearing around him. And I'm like, girl, why you ain't tell me this crap before, we on our way? Like, this dude just got out for doing 15 years. Okay, he had a machete and he was high off something, and unalived his wife, and now we're going up here to stay at his apartment. Like, is this for real right now? Are we serious? Okay, so anyway, it was her girlfriend, and then we're meeting her cousin, her girlfriend's cousin. So when we get there, or whatever, he was leaving. So I was like, this dude had a girlfriend already. Like, you just got out. How you got a girlfriend already? But he was Puerto Rican, so that's probably why. Because he's all right looking. But anyway, I wouldn't trust it, okay? I'm not gonna trust it. I'm not, so anyhow, he leaves, right? And so my cousin and her girlfriend was like, we got the bedroom. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then me and her cousin had the living room. So it's like a love seat couch and, and stuff like that. All right, cool. That. Oh, so tired, the trip, everything. And I started to doze off to go to sleep. And all of a sudden, it was an Erica snoring like a bear, y'all. And I mean, this thing sounded like a lawnmower bear, like grizzly, like I don't know, like it was like hibernation. And I just was like, this can't be real. Like this, I just can't believe there's no freaking way, young, that this chick is snoring like this. Like, and I mean, it was like she was knocked out. Like she was like having the sleep of her life. And I just looked over there at her, and I was so angry. Like I wanted to like get up and like with a pillow, like seriously, because I'm like, yo, like, and then my cousin, I'm like, I bet you her tail knew that this girl snored like this. And so the next day, the girl up singing, I was like, shut up. Like she's singing, she all happy. I got no freaking sleep, right? And so then my cousin was laughing and whatever, and she's like, yeah, and her man. I said, she got a man? I said, oh, is he deaf? Like, because I don't understand. Like, even if he was deaf, he could probably feel the vibrations from her snoring. Like, I can't. Like, there's no way. We would have to have separate rooms. Okay. That next night it was three of us in her uncle bed because I was not sleeping in there with that girl. I wanted to push her out on the fire escape. Like I had like angry thoughts, because I was so sleep deprived. I was exhausted. And then they want to go all over New York sightseeing and everybody happy and rested, and I was just angry. So, but anyway, guy I had dated, he had like it was like a tick. I don't know if he had Tourette's in his throat. Something was in his throat, and he just kept on like all night. I was just like, Lord, why? Why? I'm like, yo, go gargle with some salt water or something. Like, go, like, what's in your throat? Like, it's just like all the time. And it was just like so many thoughts of like what could be in his throat. I don't want to talk about on here, but I'm like, you need to go get your throat checked. Okay. You need to, I don't know what you've been doing. Like, I'm good, but I don't know what you've been doing. You need to go get your throat checked. But anyway, so when it comes to certain things, like, I don't mind, having my own room or, and whatnot. And I think that again, it's different with married, like, but one of my married friends, she's the same way. She's like, look, we got girls, like, I'm not bringing my husband. He's not coming. It's just gonna be us. We're gonna have a good time, and that's it. He don't need to. We live together. We're together all the time. He don't. We have our time. They go on trips. They do their stuff. She travels with her son. They do his little basketball trips. They have a good time. They don't need, to be together 24/7, and they're good with that. They've been married 20 years, But then there's some people just like they can't be, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool now. Whatever works, right? But like for me, I just can't. And then people will be like, oh, you never loved before. I have loved before. Love is a beautiful and wonderful thing. But guess who else I love? Me. I enjoy myself. I enjoy being alone sometimes. I love being in my house sometimes, and I can walk around, in my birthday suit. I could have Alexa on and we'd be jamming and we'd be singing and then I also like my alone time with my boo, right? Me and him hang out, we chill, whatever. I mean, it's nice, and it's chill. So do I gotta have all the time? No, absolutely not. Don't need that, you know. So I need my girl time. It's the vibe, it's the connection, just being able to share life stories. Like me and my girlfriends, we talking about premenopause. We don't need the men opause. Everything is bad. Menstrual has men in it. Menopause has men in it. It's enough, right? They ain't got to be, with everything. We're good. We good. We can have woman time, okay? So, but yeah, I just like, I just really, um, I can't get with girls like that, and I don't think that they even befriend other chicks who act like that. Now that I think about it, I think they center themselves around certain females. Um, Erica said, Erica is on here cutting up. Erica said, embarrassment has men in it. It does, honey. Because dude, Clifton Powell, like, whatever his name is, why would you come on that show today? And these guys, they get on these podcasts with a mic, okay? My mic is in my headphones, right? I do have a pink mic. Of course, it's pink over here. And I feel like if I put that mic in front of me, I don't know what may happen. I might just start saying stuff because you get excited with the mic and you're like, yo, 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 you want to, do certain things and then start talking stupid stuff. Because I see so many podcasts when the guy's on the mic and it's just like, say dumb stuff, embarrass your girl, say something idiotic. Like the dude that, was, I don't know what he did with his wife. He disappointed his wife and he got on there and he's like, what I do every day is I send blue hearts. Like you done had a whole baby on her. What are you sending blue hearts? Is what? What is that? But you then came out here and told the whole world how you betrayed her, and then the way you make up for it is sending blue hearts, and it seems like blue hearts is what makes her forgive you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So, but anyway, I got a couple of shows coming up. I got a lot of things that I got going on. Yeah, blue hearts, like in the text message, girl, not even like real stuffed animal blue hearts. If he did that, I probably would give him some props, right? You know, but texting, he was so serious with it. But I see this stuff and I'm like, man, get that dude off the mic. Like, get the mic from in front of him. Because I am a person too who believes what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. I don't like everybody exposing stuff. But let me tell you, them chicks that's male centered, that's all your freaking business. That's how they get in good with your guys. They want to tell your business so they can get closer to the guy that you was with. When you was with Erica, her ex would call her all the time, and he like, for real? Uh-huh. That type of stuff. So you just gotta watch those chicks. I do want you guys to check out that. I think his name is Conscious Lee. I don't want to mess up his name, but I think he's a very, very smart, intelligent young black guy. I mean, he's probably in his 30s, but he's intelligent. And they put this show together, and I definitely hope to have in the future a panel of us to come on here and just talk about love, relationships, and things like that. I got a couple of people who are business owners that I'm going to be spotlighting. So hopefully you guys can check that out. If you guys know any small business owners and you think that they will be interested in the spotlight, let me know. Because your girl is ready. I'm ready to. So I got a Galentine's, Erica. I got a Galentine's Day event this weekend. I'm going to, so I'm really excited about that. And I've seen something called Palentine's, like a pal for the men. Are y'all serious? Are y'all serious? I was hoping that it was a joke. Y'all better not be taking, these men better not be taking each other out talking about some Palatine's Day. Y'all better not be doing that Bama stuff. If so, you need to have some friends to call y'all out. Galentine's, I get it, because girls, we can go out and do certain things together. We can sit next to each other in a booth, and it don't be no issue. We could be in a pool together, and nobody's gonna think anything different. But if you guys do stuff like that, that is kind of like suspect, as Marisha said. That's a little suspect. So, but if y'all have some dag on Galentine's Day, it's definitely suspect. It's definitely suspect. But yeah, so that should be very fun. Who knows? So one of my friends, Dana Hall is her name. She does events and things like that. So this is one of her events. I'm really excited about it. So gonna be hopping on that. And then another friend of mine, Lonnie, he got a business. I'm gonna go check him out. So if y'all know anybody with small businesses, I'm already hollering at some people that's on my page because I want this to be like a community podcast where we have all types of connections, conversations, and things like that. So if you guys have any topics that y'all want to talk about, Erica and others that are watching, please let me know. I can set it up that you guys can even come up here, like I was trying to do for Ben earlier, who wanted to come up so we can talk. So definitely just need some headphones. Make sure you have maybe a mic so there's not any background noise. But I would love to have you guys up here so we can all have a good time and talk. Like I said, this is an interactive podcast. So I do that here and I also do that on my TikTok. But this is where most of my family and friends are on Facebook. So here I am. Serena, listen. Whoo, they don't like that. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Baby, I'm the gander. That's why I don't like playing. Like I'm like I used to when I was younger and stuff like that. I used to just be like, who could play that game? Like don't play with me because in the end you're gonna be really pissed off how I carry things. But that's a whole nother topic then from tonight. But for these chicks, again, are male centered women, loyal friends, I say no. That's my vote. I say no. I say don't trust them. I mean, once you see how they move, like totally separate yourself and things like that. So, hey Kim, thank you, hon, thank you. Like I had this whole vision, for this podcast. I had did a podcast of years ago with one of my friends, Naima, and it was really really fun. It was a good time, and then Rome came, and then life happened, and all that type of stuff. But it was something that I always wanted to do, and I do it because I love it. I'm not doing it for money or anything like that. I'm doing it because it's my passion. It's something that I really really like to do, and then as well as getting out into the community. And I'm just a people person, so that's always in my personality and my friends and everybody's like, you should have been did this, and I'm just like, yeah, I guess I know. So I'm just jumping out there. I'm jumping out there. So thank you for your support. Thank you for coming through. I'm going to probably wrap this up, but I'm streaming live on Facebook, and this is also on YouTube. So you guys could definitely check it out there. Kim, I also have in the bio, I have my Sway page, so it's like all this information. It's different things that's going on. You guys can check out with the business stuff. It's the nominations, like I did the other day. Oh my goodness, one of my Facebook friends, her daughter is now an assistant principal. So I was like, can I please spotlight this? It's amazing. You raised an amazing daughter. She and I went to high school together, and so she was like, sure. So I put a little video together and I posted it. So even things like that, like I want to highlight, because we are great. We may not be popular or famous like that, but I feel like we still deserve to get our kudos, right? I know a woman who, and I know she's shy, but guess what? She about to be up shy. She and I worked doing laundry, right? A laundry service, and this lady like made $200,000 and bought her own laundromat, y'all. Like her and her husband, like they did that. Like she's African American, and it's great because that's one thing about us, baby. We're gonna find a way. We're going to find a way to do what it do. So I love entrepreneurs who are doing their own thing, and so I definitely want to spotlight them. Education, like all of that stuff. Like put us on the scene of positivity, right? Because we see enough stuff in the news, right, of negativity, right? But no, we are a powerful people. Happy Black History Month and all of that. So my podcast is definitely about us shining. So can't do that without you guys. So definitely, I'm coming. Let me see. Next month it's going to be correct. Oh my God, I cannot even say it. It's colorectal or rectal cancer awareness month. So I'm going to have a gentleman come on and tell us about his journey. I'm going to also have another gentleman who has been dealing with prostate cancer, and he's going to tell about his journey. So I definitely want you guys to tap into those shows. I mean, of course, come by me and you, we all can kick it and stuff like this and just talk like, we're chilling. But they're going to be like some really, really in depth, serious conversations, educational conversations, because there are a lot of people who have stories. And if you have a story that you want, definitely hit me up and let me know. And then, we can work out a podcast together. Okay. So I'm going to end this. Just had a long day. Woo! And got to go to work tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned. Thanks again for the support. Mm-hmm. And y'all have a nice night. Be safe. See y'all next week. Oh, my music's still on too. Let's see. And yes, good night.